forward-looking gauge of U.S. home sales edged up slightly in July after falling in the previous month. The pending home sales index rose just a half a percentage point, falling short of economists' expectations. Is this a sign that the surge in momentum that we saw in the first half of this year could be leveling off? Joining us now is Chris Leavitt from Douglas Elliman. Chris, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so just plain and simple, what's happening in the U.S. housing market?
Yes.
Are things getting better or worse?
I think that they're doing great. I mean, Miami, we had our historic summer, 2 months of just incredible sales. Haven't had that since 2004.
But can you take what's happening in one U.S. city and apply that generally to the country?
You know, it's hard to say, but I think that generally speaking, there's positive outlook on the economy right now. And I think that there's, sales are happening. We had an amazing summer, and we'll see.
And mortgage rates are falling. Longer-term mortgage rates actually for the most recent week were down.
I mean, I think there's confidence in people buying. Interest rates are low. The job market is good. Rents are so high right now. It makes sense to purchase.
But who's buying? And that's the question I have. You look at Miami. Who's buying in Miami? What about the big swath of this country?
Right.
So the buyer matters here, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The buyer in Miami right now has shifted a little bit. It was the international buyer. It was the Russians, the Brazilians. Now it's a lot of New Yorkers, a lot of local buyers, a lot of people that want to move down to Miami and live and say, I'm done with New York. I'm done with Chicago. I want to live in a beautiful place and do my business there.
Is Florida losing their residents to any other state? People are moving. Money goes where it's welcome, stays where it's treated well.
Well, Florida has no income tax, so it's going to Florida.
No one's leaving Florida. People are moving in. That's why the market is so tight there right now. And, the Miami market is moving. It's not just Miami. It's South Florida. It's going from Miami to Palm Beach County, Boca, Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale. Those are all extremely tight markets right now.
I wonder how much of this, too, is that you don't have to be in a major city like New York, Chicago, LA anymore to do your business. You can pretty much live anywhere. How much of this is people buying second homes, third homes? Are these first homes for people?
They are, yeah. A lot of millennials are deciding the rents are way too high. It's time to purchase. The interest rates are low. Miami is cheap compared to a lot of these cities around the globe. An apartment in Miami could be half the price of New York.
The millennials getting into the market, that's an important kind of economic factor. We hadn't seen that before because they had been kind of out of the job market. They kind of hit the economy at a wrong time. So they're beginning to pick up. Back on the international buyer. In New York, one broker told me that he saw about 25% of his business coming from overseas money, Chinese money, particularly in the New York market. Similar interest in the Miami market from Latin America and Russia, China, other places. That money is beginning to slow down a bit. You're saying it's being picked up by domestic buyers.
Absolutely.
Completely supplanted, or are you worried that what's happening in markets overseas is really going to affect the U.S. real estate market? People
come to preserve capital when they go to Miami, so I'm not really concerned about that. They want their money out. They want to put it in a safe, hard asset. Also, so many. Sorry.
No, continue.
So many New Yorkers are coming in droves. I mean, literally every day. Coming to purchase in Miami.
China, are you seeing, what about the Chinese buyer? Because you definitely see more of a presence among kind of the wealthy Chinese in Miami.
Right. We've seen a little bit of that. I don't think it's come quite full circle yet. My biggest client right now is a Turkish buyer. Lots of Turkish buyers are coming into the market right now.
I think a lot of people are hedging their bets on buying in America also from overseas. It's a safer investment than some of the other areas.
And right now, there's the anticipation that we're going to see a change in interest rates in the United States. There's a lot of anticipation about what that's going to do to the real estate market.
Right.
Reuters recently surveyed top economists. All but 2 of 22 economists said that the real estate market in the U.S. can withstand a Federal Reserve rate hike, which was interesting to me because there is a lot of concern about
that. It's a quarter point.
Chris Leavitt.
It's a tiny.
Possibly the first one, but there might be 2. All right, Chris, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.